Hey guys, how's it going? Alright, now I have decided to make a small early game tactics sort of video because I realized that a few things that I said in other videos previously might not be so true. For example, when playing Gemcraft Labyrinth, I found that I would I was actually not very far after, say, field E12. Once you pass that, you're opened up to quite a few more possibilities. I think it was only a couple of levels after that I found myself having enough skill points to be able to level up my what's it called, focus or whatever that skill is called, the one that gives you more mana at the start of a level. And because of that, I found myself a buying Bloodbound whenever Bloodbound was not available at the start of a level. So for this particular level, it wasn't necessary. It was quite easy because I had, honestly, Chain Hit and Bloodbound for Field C12. That is the perfect starting combination for any level you want to do early in the game. You don't have to spend any money on extra colors for gems, and yeah, Bloodbound. I think it's an underestimated gem color. I'll describe why, but yeah, I found myself recently, and it's not too far ahead. I've played maybe 5 or 6 levels ahead, and I did find that I was buying Bloodbound at the very start of every game. It was quite a sacrifice. It's something like 500 mana off the bat, so you are sacrificing a lot at the start. But Bloodbound, oh, I cannot stress how important it is. It's really good. And secondly, I also said that people shouldn't bother with amplifiers until they're much further along in the game. Well, you know what? That's not true. I've been using 1 or 2 amplifiers to power up my main gem, just to essentially give it more speed, so it can kill more monsters, so I can anger more monsters and anger waves. I'm doing all of the sorts of things that I would do in, say, an endurance run on my other account, or my account where I've got the game that's, I've got a gazillion skill points and everything is maxed out. Focus is up to something like 400 or 600 or something. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I didn't think it, but I am using some of those tactics very early on in the game, and it's been working to my advantage, and I'd like to show you how it will work. Now, I've got a couple of options here. I could do A10, which gives me Bloodbound and multiple damage. They're two very good colors to have straight off the bat, but that's not really illustrating what I mean by buying Bloodbound. So you know what? I'm going to try this level. Let's just give it a shot. Now, this is where I'm at. I haven't logged in, so I don't have the premium version at the moment, so all of this stuff down here is locked and you can't get it without the premium version. So anyone who plays without paying the free version, this is about the most that they can do. They can do a multiplier of 6.52 if they put everything, crank all the settings right up. And you know what? As soon as you get the option, I really do encourage people to try and play games of armored only instead of swarm only. Not only do you get the same amount of experience, but I find armored only is just a lot easier to handle, at least with my style of gameplay. And as for these, well, you know what? Banishment cost extra increase and banished monsters heal. You may as well turn those on if you don't intend on letting any monsters get to your wizard tower in the first place, because that's just free experience. Look at that. 5.20, click those on, 6.52. It's a sizable increase and you'll notice it. Now, let's go forward to the skills. How have I got this set up? Well, I've noticed that because I use Bloodbound in every level now, I am pumping this up to as much as it allows me. So at this particular point, I've got it 19 out of 20. That's almost completely maxed. That makes Bloodbound so much more useful if I'm going to be buying it. I also, because all of my gems that I try my best to create dual gems, because you do get a little bit of a bonus modifier and you do get the pleasure of having more than one special, and it's very important. You can't really have Bloodbound by itself. As good as it is, and as powerful as it is, it's nice to have something else like Chain Hit or Mana Gain. They are just as important, so I do encourage you to put in as much as you can on Dual Gem Mastery. It just makes them so much more useful all round, pretty much. Let's see, flexibility. Yeah, that's kind of questionable. It does make unlocking a gem color much cheaper at the start, so yeah, I would encourage that. But at the moment, what I should show you here is the fact that I have a lot of skill points invested in focus. Let's see, at the moment I've got 0 skill points left. If I take this all the way down, look, I've invested 156 skill points in my focus, and I'm only wizard level, what, 25 or something like that. So that's a lot. That's easily well over half of the skill points. Probably, I don't know, almost 3/4 of my skill points all in focus. Why? Because you want that extra mana at the start. Now, I think I've been yapping on about this too much here. I'll just move the mouse out of the way. You can have a quick gander at how I've got my stuff set up. You might want to tweak it around a little bit if you're going to follow this sort of line of thinking for each level that you play. You know, every level might be a little bit different. You might want to adjust. But there you go. Have a look at it. That's how I have it. Let's start the battle. Now, let's see. Okay, straight away, I don't like this. They can go straight there, so I'm going to put a wall there. That will force the monsters, all of them, to come down to here. And I'll put a wall there, and a wall there, and there, and there. So at least monsters have to follow this path before going anywhere. In fact, I think I'll put a wall here as well. And just to keep things nice and relatively equal, I'm going to put my tower right there. Okay, now, like with most levels, there is no Bloodbound. So what do? Hold down Shift and click on it. There you go. I've wasted a lot of mana, but I tell you, it's definitely worth your effort. You can even try and make it the main focus of your main gem. So yeah, keep on combining your gem with a red version of it instead of just upgrading it. That way you get even more red inside it. Let's have a look at the stats. 13 to 39. It's not too bad. 31% of total kills goes to damage. So every time I make 3 kills, my damage goes up 1. Now I don't know about you, but personally I think that's pretty bloody good. And as you can see, it's not doing too badly against the monsters. It is struggling a little bit, but that's kind of expected. I mean, I didn't really have much mana to upgrade at the start. As you get into the levels that I'm at right now, your gem being only, what, grade 3, it does struggle a little bit, so what I do is I just wait and wait and wait until I can upgrade it. I could combine it with a level 3 red gem, but screw that, I'm just going to nice and quick and easy. Now it should be able to handle, yeah, there we go, already up to 52, and what are the hit points on these things? Yeah, about 30, 33. That's not too bad. That's handling things quite nicely. Look at this, 42, 47, 53, 58, 67. So I know comfortably I could easily one-shot kill everything up to wave 11 already. And it's constantly getting better. Look at that, 78, 79, 80 is the minimum damage. I'm telling you, without Bloodbound, this gem would be doing somewhere between 25 and 50 damage. 25 to 50 damage. I'm telling you right now, Bloodbound is completely essential in the early levels. It just becomes so much stronger. And interestingly enough, you can actually use lots of towers with lots of grade 1 or even grade 2 Bloodbound gems in a swarm game where you're fighting constant swarms only. You can do that because they get the kills, and they automatically level up quite quickly, which means you never really have to upgrade those towers at all. If anything, you just might want to put down 1 or 2 more. Anyway, that's a discussion for another time. I'll demonstrate that another day. Right now I'm just going to upgrade this because I can. I'm going to put an amplifier down here because they only cost something like 370 with the skills that I have at the moment. I think with no skills poured into making these towers cheaper, I have a feeling it's either 380 or 400 mana for your first amplifier. Every amplifier after that, they keep getting more and more expensive. So yes, you do need to sort of think, well, I could probably afford 1, maybe I can afford 2. Don't want to go for more than that, to be honest. But look at this. I haven't angered any waves. Yes, this is, I could get more experience by doing something like this. Let's just, oh, damn it. Don't do that. Early in the game, just go for grade 1 gems to anger. Now let's see, hit points 140. This thing's doing 212. The armor level's pretty low. I'm just going to put a couple on there. I'm going to send this early because I'm cocky. It's easy to get cocky in this game, and that's what brings you your downfall. It's not so much a matter of, ooh, can I pass the level? It's more a matter of, ooh, can I not send too much and get greedy with getting more experience at the end? You really need to sort of reel yourself in and think, now, I don't want to overextend myself. I find I do this a lot. I just put a couple of grade 1s on each wave stone. I send sometimes when I see that monsters waiting becomes 0. I think, well, that's just wasted time. I can easily get the extra mana by sending the wave early. And maybe even if it's not 0, if it's 10 or something, I think, screw it, why not? My gem can handle it. Look at him go. I'll even do something like that. Extend the mana pool. There's another thing you need to think about. Extending mana pool. Mana replenish multiplier. 1.0.5. Also, here, let me pause for a second. Let me show you something. Look at this. In fact, look at this one because it's more simpler. I haven't angered this one. Mana gain per kill. Look at that line. 12 times 1.0.8 times 1.05. Now, normally that would be something around 13, but I've just made it 13 point something, and I have a feeling the game rounds it up 1. So just by clicking this once and getting it off times 1, it might not seem like much, and if you did perfect maths, yes, the difference would be minuscule, and you'd question whether or not it'd be worth doing this once. But I think the way the game rounds things up, and this is across all of the Gemcraft games that I've found, if you do that once, you will find that you will get a lot more mana than you thought. It actually turns out to be quite worth it just once. If you do it again, the gain won't be so much. It's questionable. I mean, the only time sometimes this can be worth it is if you click it something like 10 or 12 times. But I do urge you, consider clicking this button once. Extend your mana pool once every game, whenever you can afford the 240. That's how much it costs, and to be honest, I think it's definitely well worth it. And as is with all of these things, it's more worth it if you do it earlier on in the game. That way you get the effect more, longer. 2000. You know what? This level has been quite easy. All things considered, let's do something stupid. Yeah, let's send all the waves. It's only a couple of waves, but we'll see how it goes. And we'll upgrade those 2. And I think I need 700. Yeah, 774. So some games I've even been going so far as making 3 amplifiers, but all games I have definitely been getting 1, maybe 2 amplifiers usually. Oh, I look like I'm in a bit of trouble here. Let's just blow some of these guys away. Oh, that didn't do much. Yeah, look at that. Grade 6 gem. Look at the damage. If that didn't have Bloodbound, it wouldn't be anywhere near as much. Yeah. Every single game I'm playing, look at that. That's not a bad score, all things considered, this early in the game. every single game I try my best to... No, I don't try my best. I definitely buy the Bloodbound colour if I don't already have it at the start, and after a while, once I've got my gem up to at the very least grade 4, preferably grade 5, but at the very least around grade 4, that's when I think, I'm definitely killing all of the monsters now in one shot. I'm not struggling. I may as well save up a bit, get an amplifier, and put a gem in it. Now, what gems should you put in your amplifiers? Well, those gems should be made up of exactly the same colours as what are inside the gem that's in the tower next to it. It doesn't strictly have to be that. You can put in a gem that's a completely different colour and you will get bonuses for everything except for the specials, but that's a bit of a waste of time. So we don't do that, no. What we do is we pick whatever colours that we want as specials to be boosted. In this particular case, I could have gone for just pure red in the amplifiers because that would have given me a little bit more Bloodbound, but as it was, it didn't really matter. So I just like, whatever, I'll just chuck in the 2 colours, put them in there. And a good rule of thumb I find is if you've got, say, 2 amplifiers or something like that, or even just 1 amplifier, a good rule of thumb for being relatively efficient about your mana spending is to have the gem inside your tower at least 2 levels or 2 grades higher than the gems inside your amplifiers. Okay, that's just a general good rule of thumb. So if you've got grade 5 gem, get level, grade 2 gems in your amplifiers or grade 3 gems in your amplifiers. Don't go more, because then you're starting to think, well, should I really have spent that much mana upgrading a gem and an amplifier and getting a little bit of a difference, or could I have saved up twice as much of that and then use that to upgrade the gem that's in my tower and get a lot more? It just works out fairly nicely to have your gems in your amplifiers 2 grades lower. Anyways, I'm not going to make this any longer. This was a short video. Next video, I'm actually going to do another endurance run. I am going to log into my account and I'm going to do an endurance run on, I think my first endurance run was spread across 7 videos and it was on M4 over here and it gave me something like 60 million something. I've decided that I'm going to go for, I think it's I7. I7 is the field that you can get the most amount of experience on. I think I've already done a run on it before and I've got the experience, but I think I'll do it again just to show you guys because it's interesting. Then again, maybe not. Maybe I'll pick one with a lot of mana shards or something. I don't know. Haven't decided yet, but I will be doing another endurance run. Hopefully it will only take about an hour. And unfortunately with this new recording software that I'm using, I will have to record it all as one video. And I will have to upload it as one video. So yes, I'm going to have a bloody long video. But it's going to have commentary. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, and so forth. Check it out. Anyways, that's enough from me. Catch you later.